Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering boycotts destroying Bud Light, Target, the Dodgers, and the top 10 worst of the woke for 2023. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. This list of the worst of the woke for 2023 comes from the New Tolerance campaign. These guys know what they're doing. They're a nonprofit watchdog organization mobilizing Americans to confront intolerance and double standards by establishment institutions. Amazon, Bud Light, the Academy Awards, and more among the top 10 worst woke offenders of 2023. Nonprofit watchdog, the New Tolerance campaign, has released its third annual Worst of the Woke list, a look back at the year's most outrageous and disappointing examples of woke culture gone wild. NTC's 2023 roundup features the top 10 institutions that tried to foist their ridiculous woke politics onto the public, with leaders across multiple industries from retail to entertainment to finance landing on their list. But this year, backlash from fed-up consumers was really what it was all about. Consumers pushed back. Consider, for example, the massive boycott that led to the CEO of Target to admit that the retailer's woke virtue signaling caused its first quarterly sales drop in 6 years. Or the fans that catapulted Jason Aldean's "Try That in a Small Town" to the top of the charts after country music television pulled it off the air. Quote, in 2023, mainstream institutions leveraged everything from books to beer to promote their woke agendas, said NTC President Gregory Angelo. However, this year saw a tidal wave of consumers using their wallets and voices to push back against the woke mob with staggering results. Americans looking for a New Year's resolution should pledge to keep fighting back against the woke invasion of our country. The first award winner, Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. For decades, Bud Light had bragging rights as America's best-selling beer until April, when an ill-advised marketing campaign with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney went viral for all the wrong reasons. Bud Light's core customer base felt abandoned, and in turn they abandoned the brand. A sustained boycott led to sales falling a whopping 17%. Then, after Anheuser-Busch executives expressed remorse for the promotion, the Human Rights Campaign, an LGBT group, stripped the company of its 100% rating as a best place to work for LGBT equality. Anheuser-Busch's attempt at virtue signaling made them everyone's enemy. The brand will never recover. Next award winner, Target. Retail giant Target hasn't been shy about marketing to LGBT consumers during Pride Month in June. But this year, after word spread that the brand was pushing a pride-themed clothing line for babies and kids, shoppers drew the line. In May, CEO Brian Cornell made the audacious assertion that pushing divisive social issues at the company is the right thing for society. By August, he was explaining to upset investors that the company's dalliance with social issues led to a negative reaction from consumers. Target experienced its first quarterly drop in sales in 6 years. Award winner Bank of America. Financial giant Bank of America went full woke in 2023, instituting race-based home financing requirements and denying loans to gun manufacturers and the fossil fuel industry. If that wasn't enough, the company implemented a work reduction program that insists America is a racialized society and encourages employees to be woke at work. Award winner, the Academy Awards. The Academy Awards implemented onerous inclusion standards for filmmakers and movie studios to abide by if they wish to be eligible for Best Picture honors. The list is quite something to behold. Quote is that demand that, quote, at least one of the lead actors must be from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group. In addition, 30% of actors in secondary roles to be from underrepresented groups such as LGBT and people with cognitive or physical disabilities. And the plot must center around an underrepresented group. It's estimated that of the 95 best pictures in the history of the Oscars, over half would not qualify under these new thresholds. Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, Casablanca, Singin' in the Rain, The Sound of Music, The Godfather, Star Wars, Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, and Schindler's List would all have been ineligible for top honors. Even recent critically acclaimed movies such as 1917 and The Irishman wouldn't make the cut. Award winner country music television. Crime has run rampant in America's cities. Even country singer Jason Aldean, who performed Try That in a Small Town to contrast the values gap between metropolitan and rural America. After Ray Skold slammed the song for being a pro-lynching anthem, Country Music Television folded fast and yanked the music video off the air. Despite the ban, Try That in a Small Town went on to become a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Award winner, the Southern Poverty Law Center. The Southern Poverty Law Center, long known for frivolously flagging groups as extremists, was suddenly silent when Hamas terrorists slaughtered more than 1,200 people on October 7th in the worst mass killing of Jews since the Holocaust. The group shrugged off critics, claiming that it was, quote, outside of our purview and experience to comment on international events, despite loudly issuing statements on international events in the past. When CEO Margaret Huang finally spoke up nearly a month later, the schizophrenic statement barely touched on the attack, striking an all lives matter tone. Remember when we were told saying that was offensive? Award winner Puffin Books. Wokeness rewrites history to fit political ends. That was literally the case this year when Puffin Books announced it rewrote controversial elements of long-established children's classics such as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. An enormously fat boy became simply enormous. Cloud men were now cloud people. In some cases, entire paragraphs were inserted into books that Dahl had never written. After a public outcry and harsh critiques from literary leaders, the company announced it would continue to publish the original versions. Award winner Amazon.com. The internet shopping giant proved that Big Brother is closer than you think. After an Amazon employee claimed to hear a racist remark while making a delivery, the company shut down the owner's smart home. The kicker? The homeowner was black, wasn't home, and has video showing the delivery driver wearing headphones at the time of the incident. Even after showing proof of his innocence to Amazon, it took the company over a week to unlock his devices. Award winner Morningstar. Chicago investment firm Morningstar made headlines for its discriminatory appraisal of Jewish businesses after announcing a, quote, socially conscious approach to investments. Under the Morningstar Environmental, Social, and Governance (ESG) rules, Israel found itself to be on the same blacklist as China, Russia, and Iran. In June, Florida's State Board of Administration announced it had opened an investigation into the firm's discriminatory methodology. Award winner, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers stirred up controversy by inviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence to receive the team's Community Hero Award. Fans were really angry, noting the group was notorious for dressing like nuns in clown makeup and mocking Christianity in the name of charity. Protesters descended on Dodger Stadium, and the franchise quickly disinvited the group, only to re-invite them days later. In attempting to please everyone, the Dodgers angered fans on all sides. But in a year filled with double standards, one institution actually upheld its principles rather than bending to the demands of the woke mob. The 2023 champion of tolerance, these guys actually do deserve an award, Stanford Law School. When Judge Kyle Duncan spoke before a meeting of Stanford's Federalist Society in March, he was met with the heckler's veto. Unhinged students sabotaged the event, with the school's Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion leading the charge. At a time when speech at universities is under assault like never before by safe space mobs, the response of Stanford Law Dean Jenny Martinez was bold. She published a 10-page public letter condemning the censorial throng and mandated free speech training for all Stanford Law students. In an age where cancel culture advocates number too many and defenders of viewpoint diversity too few, Dean Martinez actually stood out from the crowd with a courageous, principled, and forceful commitment to Stanford Law's stated values. And there has definitely been success against pushing back on the woke agenda. The boycotts are working. Diversity, equity, inclusion is kind of on the run. From the Wall Street Journal, the DEI rollback of 2023, states start to limit programs that sow racial and political division. In the Washington Examiner, go woke, go broke. Companies are laying off useless DEI workers. I see articles like this now very often. At the same time, this just came out from today. They're not ready to give up yet. From Fortune, HR leaders say they're still committed to DEI in 2024 despite the anti-woke backlash. It is a fight. It is a battle. If we don't push back, then we can't win. The boycotts work. The complaints work. The social media works. Let people know if you want this kind of thing at your businesses, in your government, at your schools, or if you want it out of the culture. I know I do. I hope you do too. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.